Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Just waiting for Briss to join. Just check something. Gonna give it a couple of minutes for people to join. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, we'll start join shortly. I just sent the chat reminder to the people in the chat. Just make sure that everyone aware about it, and we'll be start shortly. Give it 3 more minutes, and we will start our presentation. Just checking my audio. Can you hear me all? Just send in the chat, says yes, we hear you. Okay, Lamis, thank you. Okay, let's get started. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum jami'an. We hayyakum Allah. And thank you for taking the time to be here today. And I know everyone is busy, and thanks for attending during the weekend. And I truly appreciate you joining this session. And this session is not about selling anything to you, and it's not about telling you what to do. It's more about of understanding what's happening around us. And many people feel that life is becoming more expensive. And but at the same time, income for most people feels steady. It does not get changed. And paycheck may not be going down, but they are not stretching as far as before. And that gap create quite pressure for some people. And today we're gonna address things in a calm way and slow down and try to look into the big picture and understand what is really happening in the economic. Now, matter of fact, you don't need really to read reports or read data to feel that life is getting expensive. Price is rising in everyday life, and that will include grocery, housing, rent, transportation, electric bill, all these things. You could feel it in your life. And for many people, income stay mostly the same and doesn't get change. So even though you are working just as hard as before, life still feel tighter. And this is not about effort. You're doing all what you can do, and it's not about a mistake that you're making. It's about how rising cost slowly change the balance. The main cause for that, and probably everyone hear this word in news headlines, it's all about inflation. And to define the inflation in a simple way, it's price go up over time. And on the other side, income usually does not keep up with that increase. And this means your money buy less than before. And it's not because you failed. You're trying to do all your best, working hard. Some of people try to find another job. It is how the system work. Before I continue, I need you to know who's your presenter so you understand where's the information is coming from. So, my name is Ahmad, and I work in residential real estate and also have experience in development. I have worked in a different market for about over 20 years. And my goal today is to explain things clearly and in a simple way. This is a simple chart on how inflation work. Let's say we'll start today. You have $1 and you are buying 10 eggs today. Year later, the $1 is buying only 9 eggs. 2 years later, the same $1, you're able to buy 7 eggs only. So the dollars stay the same, but what it can buy changes over time. And that's what they call the buying power. Your buying power become weaker. And that happens slowly over the time. So many people don't notice it right away, but year after year, they will start noticing that effect and that will cause them pressure. The inflation affect our daily life. Parents, family work really hard just to keep the same lifestyle to their dependent. Um, there's no improvement. You're not trying to improve your lifestyle. You just try to keep it the same and catch up with that price increase. And this creates stress and long term pressure. The saving money is important, and people tend to save money during the time. But over time, inflation reduced the value of the saving. The money is still the same, the number are still, the figures in the bank are still the same, but its value get reduced, and the ability to buy things also got reduced. And this is why many people feel stuck. What can they do? What are those options that they can have? The common wealth protection method available, it's around three options: keeping cash, and that's in a form of saving. People go and buy precious metal and primarily gold. Others start going and owning asset. And let's make comparison between those major three approach. The cash, easy to access. The gold, not really easy to access. And I'm referring to really to the physical gold, not really the paper gold that you can buy from bank or ETFs. Those literally doesn't have an intrinsic value. Property, it's really easy to access. Generate income. Your cash sitting in the bank does not generate income. The gold, same thing. The house, if you put it for rent, it will generate a monthly income. Liquidity, cash, very high. You have it in your bank. Whenever you need it, you have access to it. Gold, medium. You could have your gold, physical gold assume, has risk of saving. You could sell it and you could get your cash immediately. Property, that is a drawback on real estate. It has low to medium liquidity, and it depends on the property that you're selecting and the location. That heavily depend on how liquid you can sell it and get your money whenever you need it. The long-term wealth, the cash does not maintain long-term wealth. It got weaker because of the inflation. Gold does provide that uh, wealth, but it will depend on the economic situation. Whenever there's a risk, as it's happening now, gold tend to go up, dollars got weaker, and people rush to gold to protect their wealth from weakening currency. The house does keep strong and implement its value by time. And these are the reason why the real estate, and I'm going to be specific for the residential real estate as opposed to commercial real estate. Residential real estate is one of the strongest long-term asset that protect wealth. Three main reasons. Everyone need a place to live. It's an essential thing that everyone needs. Property over time increase in value, contingent that you have select the right property in the right place and in growing city. Rent adjust with living cost. Rent is part of the inflation. Anytime inflation goes up, the rent also will goes up. So your cash and the revenue that you have does increase by time. Now, there are challenges of owning a real estate. It's not really a simple thing to do. And it's required money, good location choices, and an ongoing management. And if you ignore these challenges, that will lead you to a problem and frustration. There are three main problems that associate with investing in real estate. The first thing is the cost, and the cost will goes into two part. The first part is the capital, the first capital that you need to have it to buy this real estate, and the other things is your expenses. Once you own the property, how you gonna manage those expenses to make sure that you have a revenue and positive cash flow and not losing, and that will include taxes, maintenance, HOA, and uh, and fixing if things happen. The other challenge is selection. What is the right property that I need to pick and invest in, and where to pick it? And also, is it going to be feasible for me to buy this property, and is it going to make the expected return that I have anticipated? Those are factors that goes into the selection process. Management. How are you going to manage this property? What is your approach? Do you have the time to do that? How could you pick the right tenant who gonna sit in this, live in this property, and will pay on time and maintain this property to maintain its value? And the other thing is maintenance. How could you maintain this property and address any major defect so it does not lose its value. Those are three core challenges that are associated with the real estate investment. Now, I present the challenge. This is the problem. Here is the solution. And this is a solution that is not a new, but it got a more visible and become attracting more investors. It's the collaborative investment. Those solves those challenges. One way to reduce the pressure is by working together. And then what does it do? Sharing the cost, sharing the responsibility, and sharing the decision. That does not mean we are removing the risk, but it can make it easier to manage. And it does the collaborative real estate investment create another way to participate and provide an easy path to get into the real estate investment without doing that by yourself. So, how the in short, gonna call it co-investment. How does it work? The main concept is people share their capital, and that will reduce the individual exposure to risk. The co-investment will be working and sponsored or managed by professional, and he will be having the role with consultant of the uh, investors to go and pick the right and evaluate the right property and provide all the possible options that is in the market. And once the investment is locked and property bought, there will be an active oversight that will supervise that property and protects the long term value. Who benefit from the co-investment? This approach really fits many people, starting with the people with a limited capital. Not everyone has the money to go and buy a property. Those expensive, and not everyone has the ability to buy that in cash. So people with limited capital can pool together and buy a real estate. Families and friend investing together. Whenever you have a family that each one of them can collaborate and come together, they could put their money and invest together. Other community, community members who have they know each other, live close from each other can also benefit from the collaborative real estate investments. This is a simple chart how this work on action. So we're going to have a group of investors get together and they will sign an agreement under an LLC, and that agreement will determine what are everyone shares in this property and what is the role of every individual. And they have the ability to hire property management managers to run their property, or they could engage in multiple property. And then they will go and buy this property, and by that, everyone, his share in this property is known and documented and agreed upon to protect everyone interest. This is kind of an overall of about collaborative real estate investments. Now, if any individual at this time gonna wait, there is a risk for waiting. Though waiting feels safe, but waiting has a cost. The problem is for waiting, price rise and ownership become really harder. And everyone notice the more you're gonna stay waiting on the market, stating, let me wait on the right time, the price goes up and become really difficult for a person to buy. So having an ownership at this ownership for an asset, a valuable asset that increase by time, does have really a value and important, especially in inflation period. The If anyone interested, and that's my part that I'm trying to introduce to the community, interested about the concept of collaborative real estate investments and want to see an opportunity, investment opportunity that fit their need and uh, want really to be part of that concept, I would really appreciate you could text me or chat me here. My phone is really in the slides down. Tell me I'm interested. And what I'm intent to do is really get people together, whoever interested with the capital that they have, and I will present them a possible investment opportunity. Primarily, it's gonna be buying a real estate and rent it, either gonna be long-term rent or short-term rent. So the concept is gonna be evolve around the short and long-term rent, especially knowing that we are here in Houston and become really uh, attracting many business, especially the medical center here. There are a lot of opportunity rising right now, especially in the short-term rent. The short-term rent, I found it really good opportunity to buy property rented, and also the coming event for the World Cup that will increase the demand on property, residential, and specifically for short-term rental. So that is, yeah, well, I'm saying learning open better opportunity here. This is where whenever I see a good interest of people who's interested in that concept and even share that concept with others, and maybe also I can present it to others member, I can provide more details how this is gonna work in terms of legal structure, property management, and what kind of property we'll be selecting, what is the inter strategy, and what will be the exit, the investment life cycle, etc. So that is really what I want to share with you today, and I hope it benefit everyone. I am gonna open the door for question and answer. Uh, and I am trying to see if everyone can. You could send me your question in the chat, or you could request to ask me a question here through audio, and then I will provide this presentation, record of this presentation afterward in the group, so everyone can benefit from it, and anyone can share it with his friends and family, and spread the information. So we'll conclude my presentation and hope everyone uh, enjoy the session. Hopefully it's light, and uh, if there's no question, see you later. Just waiting for a couple of minutes to see if anyone has a question. One thing I'm trying to see if allowed to talk. Okay. Okay, I'm just putting everyone allowed to talk in case if everyone want to talk really. First time using. Uh, I think everyone can talk. I believe I'm trying to go one by one to see presenter. Yeah, that's what it says. Allowed to talk. Okay. Okay. Okay, no question. Thank you very much. And thank you for your time. Goodbye.